Hey guys, I hope you and your families are doing well. Jack Corsellis here. I'd like to bring to your attention a couple of things in this video. Firstly, we're going to look at potentially a decade-long cup and handle pattern that is building on the monthly chart for GLD, but that there is a proxy for gold itself. We're then going to be taking a look at a couple of gold miners which are showing some relative strength, and then also one silver stock as well. I'm going to be showing you this on the MarketSmith charts. They're today's video sponsor. There's a discounted trial available in the comments below if you are interested. So let's get into GLD here, and you can see this cup and handle type pattern that is forming. Now, I've never seen a cup and handle type pattern of this duration, which is this kind of textbook, if you like. Now, there was a time around about 9 months or so ago, maybe a little bit later actually, where it was breaking out here, and you would have seen a lot of people talking about this around about the start of the year. There was this big cup and handle pattern forming. See how it started building these higher lows in here, volume had dried up nicely, and gold itself was then breaking out. And you would imagine that if the price of gold can go up, and some of you have probably listened to some very smart people telling you why they think gold is going to go significantly higher. The current price is around $1,700, $1,800 an ounce. Some people will be telling you why it's going to go to $5,000 an ounce, $10,000 an ounce. For me, with my Wyckoff background, I like to look at causality, so the law of cause and effect. If gold is going to make such a significant move like that, you would expect to see a very large base. So we have the causality built here. You can see kind of a textbook decade-long cup and handle type pattern, but of course we're going to need to see GLD gold itself actually breaking out. Now, on the most recent month, you can see it's been a fairly good month. We're still fairly early on, we're early days in November here, but you can see price is actually trading around about the top of the month. I would like to see a reclaim of this green line here. That is the monthly 10 EMA. That is where the real fun actually begins. You can see that gold has a history of being able to trend and trend well. You can just see that from that prior uptrend. The amount of continuation type pattern bases that were built. Now, I wasn't trading back in this time, but I've studied gold, how it moved. I've studied the gold miners as well. I know exactly what it is I'm looking for in terms of the gold miners, precious metal miners, silver miners that I want to be involved in. So we'll talk about those in a couple of minutes, but just want to bring this to your attention that gold, it could still be forming this decade-long cup and handle type pattern. We're starting to see the emergence of relative strength as well, both in terms of GLD, which is obviously a proxy for gold, but also in some of the gold miners, precious metal miners as well. So without further ado, let's go into looking at a couple of those. So what am I actually looking for when I start looking for gold miners that I want to be involved in? So for me, it comes back to relative strength first and foremost. Okay, I want to be trading the gold stocks, silver stocks, precious metal miner stocks, whether that be other commodity related stocks as well, which are displaying the best relative strength. Now, why is that concept important? Because relative strength is the opinion of the market. It's not what I think is the best stock. It's not what you think is the best stock. It is what the market thinks is the best stock. What the market is actually buying. Okay, smart money operators are always involved in the market. The best opportunities, my belief, is they are never missed. How do we find them? It's relative strength. So when I take a look at GFI here, now what is interesting, it's clearly been in the context of a phase 4 decline. Then we can see this phase 1 basing type action going here. So instead of going down, we then start making a series of higher lows, higher highs coming through. Now on this most recent breakout, there's a little bit of news with GFI as well. But what is going on here? We can see a lot of volume moving in, really powerful move. The RS lines are starting to turn up as well. There's obviously a lot of demand moving into this stock. Now, it's one of the leaders in the space in terms of this kind of early breakout momentum coming through. Now, do I want to be buying here? For me, of course not. The stock is extended. What I want to see is now a nice basing action, and this is what I'm looking for with many of the gold miners, the precious metal miners, commodity related stocks, is this kind of basing action here where price then goes and gets very tight. And then for me, I'm an intermediate term trend follower, so I'm either looking to buy a spring and or buy a breakout and then ride that intermediate term trend to the best of my ability. Talk about that in other videos. Just want to be putting some of the stocks which are on my radar, and now I'm watching for them to base out. So GFI is showing a lot of strength here, but it now needs to base out. It needs to go sideways, potentially a flag type pattern, Darvis box maybe forms, something like that, where it gets nice and tight, and then I'm looking to buy it on the breakout there. So that's GFI. I've got a couple more to show you. One of them is AU. So similar, you can see these phase 4 declines. Now, those of you who studied the works of Stan Weinstein or Wyckoff will know about the price cycle, stage analysis. Stage 4 turns into stage 1, stage 1 turns into phase 2. Now, I'm looking to kind of get involved in the breakouts from a phase 1 into a phase 2 uptrend, then potentially those continuation type patterns in a phase 2 uptrend as well. So we can see this nice basing action going on. So this would be your phase 4 over here. This would be your phase 1. Now what I like here is AU is starting to move up, and then take a look at the volume. Now, what I like to see is when there's very positive price action, as we can see here, as the stock starts powering out of this base, strong closes, the volume is confirming the positive price action. We've got the RS lines turning up. This is really good to see. Money is flowing here. Now, clearly, it's extended on a short-term basis, so I'm watching and waiting for the stock to kind of flag out, tighten up, bit of VCP action, whatever you want to call it, build higher lows, tighten up, then I can be looking to time some breakout entry. So AU, one on my radar, I like the strength that's coming through. CDE is another one. These have all been gold stocks, so clearly phase 4 decline, but phase 4 declines do not go on forever. Going into this phase 1 basing type action. So here's the phase 1 basing type action, starts building higher lows. That's nice to see. RS line turning up, volume is generally drying down as well. So this is a stock here, it just now needs to tighten up around some of the key moving averages. It's above its 200 SMA now, it's actually above all of its key moving averages. It's now a case of, can it just go sideways, tighten up over coming sessions, coming weeks, and then provide that kind of below risk asymmetric entry point that I will be looking for. But want to put these on your radars, as we still are, I think, probably fairly early to this. If a significant bull market is going to develop within this space. Then looking at silver miners as well. So one that's standing out to me at present is MAG. Now, you will find that a lot of these precious metal miners and commodity stocks in general, I find, are harder to trade. It's just a little bit more whippy. They mean revert more. They're more difficult to trend. So what I would say is go back, study the history of the stocks that you're looking to trade, and understand from the type of bases that you're looking to trade. Which, if you're watching this, you're probably more so focused on kind of VCPs, cup and handles, Davis boxes, flags. What I would say is go back and study the stock that you are looking at to understand from those prior base breakouts, were there clean moves? Did they ride nicely in terms of the key moving averages, or were they just whipping around all over the place? For me, I'm going to be avoiding the stocks that are whipping around all over the place. What I like here with MAG is very big estimates coming in for the next couple of years. Earnings have been triple digits for the last 2 quarters, and again, it's clearly been in the context of a phase 4 decline. Okay, anyone can see that. But what are we starting to see now? Well, we're potentially starting to see some phase 1 basing action. Instead of the stock making a continued series of lower lows, we're now starting to see these structural higher lows coming through. A little bit of kind of cup and handle type action, drew that really skew if, but a bit of cup and handle type action. So building higher lows, building higher highs, indicating a potential changing of the trend. You can see that the RS line here is turning up. Now again, this stock on a short-term basis is extended. It's now a case of watching and waiting for it to kind of drift sideways. At least, let's say, the 10 EMA catch up, maybe the 21 EMA catch up as well, but just build out that pivot point where I can then be looking to target an entry and see how the stock performs. Obviously, then it's a case of feedback from the market. You're looking for pockets of relative strength in the market. Okay, it's in oil and gas stocks, it's in uranium stocks, in EV stocks, it's in semiconductor stocks, in tech stocks, it's in gold miner stocks. It's then watching and waiting for those setups to emerge, target those setups, then understand feedback from the market. Are you getting positive feedback? If you are, then I'll be looking to push the exposure gas pedal. If you're getting whipped out, stopped out very quickly on these stocks, if they're not trending, that's the market giving you a negative feedback in terms of increasing exposure in that area. So something I'll be looking for if and when these precious metal miners, gold miners, silver miners are actually setting up. I'll be looking to target them and understand feedback from the market. If positive, I'll be pushing that exposure gas pedal. If not, I'll be looking elsewhere. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.